Guys, welcome back to Freestyle Unlimited. Today is going to be video 3 of our Meet the Fleet series, which means we'll be talking about my 2018 Kawasaki SXR1500. I picked this up, I want to say 2 years ago. It's a great ski. It is Kawasaki's first 4-stroke jet ski that they've done in a stand-up, which they did not miss when they built this. This is one of the fastest skis I have ever ridden. Here's a couple videos just from this last year. This thing is an absolute beast. And when I say that, I mean I've clocked this ski at 63 miles an hour on the lake. So let's dig into what I have done to this thing. A lot of you may be saying 63 miles an hour, that's insane. You must have it heavily modified. This thing is almost close to bone stock. The only things I've done to it is a jet trim kit and a quick steer kit. So as I said before, I've got a TRM quick steer kit on this ski. It's a super easy modification that you can do, and honestly, a quick steer plate is probably one of the best and cheapest modifications you can do to a jet ski. Usually, it's just one nut here for most stock jet skis. You pull it off, you take the old turn plate off, you'll have to move your bars onto the new turn plate, and you'll bolt it back together. Super straightforward. I'll probably make a video on how to install these on a stock ski just so you guys have it for reference, but literally all it does changes your pickup point for your steering cable, and it increases the speed of your steering. So less input from your handlebars ends up creating more input down at the nozzle. Enough nozzle nonsense though. Look at this jet trim kit. This kit was custom made. I opted for red as red's my favorite color, but it is fully optioned out. So let's take a closer look. Let's take a look at this kit. This is a fully optioned out kit. And when I say that, I mean, these guys have so many different options. You can really customize these kits to whatever riding style and preferences you like. So for me, this ski, being as fast as it is, I wanted to be planted in the tray and make sure I had the support I needed for carving and buoy hunting. So let's go over some of these options. Obviously, we've got the front hump here. This allows you to kind of get your foot in here. You get a little bit of angular support for when you're under turning and your ski may not be perfectly level. Down the sides, we've got our split side rails. They do option for a full rail that doesn't have this gap in the middle. This allows you to get your feet under here and keeps them from lifting too much. If you're jumping or under hard cornering, you can kind of pull up a little bit, kind of offers a little bit of leverage. And then you can see we've got our speed ribs. These offer just a little bit extra traction for when you're turning, when you're moving your feet around to different positions. And then out the back, we've got a split rear kicker, which I personally have found on this ski to be the most helpful, because when you're under turning and the ski's coming out, you can really push in on the outer edge and keep that pump engaged in the water. But that's the jet trim kit. If you guys want to go check out their website, they make an awesome product. If you're going to go through the trouble of re-turfing your jet ski, just buy jet trim. These guys have so many options. Obviously, we've gone over some of the performance options, but in terms of stitching, if you can imagine it, they can probably do it. This stitching is actually not offered on their website. This stitching is off of the late model 4-stroke Superjet, and I requested that I have it put on for my SXR, and they were happy to help me out. They're super friendly, super knowledgeable, and they want to help you build your dream ski. So check them out, jettrim.com. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Support these guys. They really help the jet ski community out. I've got it on all 3 of my skis here. With that said, let's get this hood off and take a look at what's going on under here. Let's dive right into this thing. This is the 15F. Made by Kawasaki, it is a 4-stroke, 4-cylinder motor that makes roughly about 150 horsepower. But when you're putting 150 horsepower out of a 550-pound machine, those are pretty good numbers. So at its max power output, this motor is spinning this pump, and you're getting almost 1,000 foot-pounds of thrust out of that jet nozzle. It is also very beginner friendly. Because of how heavy it is, they had to make the hull much longer. It's substantially wider, as you can see, compared to the Superjet up here. I've put people who have never ridden jet skis before, let alone stand-up jet skis, on this thing, and they're standing within 10 minutes sometimes, obviously depending on the person, but these are very beginner friendly. I always tell people, don't pin the throttle because you'll lose the ski, but if you feather it and you kind of work your way into the ski, these things perform awesome from everywhere, from a beginner standpoint all the way up to a race ski. These things sound absolutely awesome. I'll fire it up really quick just so you guys can hear. Listen to that hum. Yes, it's not very loud because it is a stock exhaust system, but if you modify them, you'll get something like this. Well, there you have it. There's a little bit of information about my biggest, heaviest, and fastest stand-up jet ski that I own, the SXR 1500. We'll see you on the next video.